You ever notice how quiet people always seem to know more than they say? How they walk into a room and there's this air of mystery around them, like they know something you don't. That's not by accident. That's discipline. That's power. Too many of us are out here telling the whole world what's going on in our lives. We talk about our plans before they're ready, our pain before it's processed, our dreams before they've even had a chance to breathe. We post it, we tweet it, we call someone up just to tell them every detail because it feels good in the moment to be seen, to be heard, to be understood. But what we don't realize is that every time we open our mouths, we give a piece of our power away. Not everyone who listens to you wants to see you win. Some people smile while secretly hoping you fail. Some listen just to know how far ahead you are. And others, well, they don't care at all. They just want something to talk about when you're not in the room. The truth is, when you keep telling people what's going on in your life, you're giving them access to your emotional world, your hopes, your fears, your insecurities, your next moves. And once you do that, you lose control of your narrative. Let me tell you something. Most people never learn until it's too late. Silence is protection. Privacy is power. The less people know about you, the safer your peace becomes. Because once you speak it out loud, you can't take it back. Once you put your plans in someone else's ears, you hand them the opportunity to judge it, to doubt it, or even to destroy it. Think about how many times you've told someone good news. And instead of celebrating, they went quiet. They said, "That's great," but you could feel that cold energy underneath. Or how many times you've shared your struggles and somehow it ended up as gossip somewhere else. You see, the moment you start to open every door in your life for others to peek into, you stop guarding what's sacred, your peace, your focus, your direction. Sometimes you've got to learn to move in silence. Not because you're hiding, but because you're protecting what's still growing. A seed doesn't announce it's becoming a tree. It just does. And when it finally breaks the surface, it's already too strong to be stopped. That's how your life should be. Quiet growth, private strength, loud results. So if you've been wondering why your peace feels disturbed, why your energy feels off, maybe it's not because of what's happening around you. Maybe it's because you've been telling too many people what's happening inside you. You don't owe anyone an update. You don't owe anyone your story while you're still writing it. The moment you stop explaining, defending, and revealing every detail of your journey, that's the moment you start to take your power back. Because not everyone deserves to know what's going on in your life. Some things are meant to be lived, not spoken. Some things are meant to be kept, not shared. And the more you learn to keep certain parts of your life quiet, the more peace you'll find within yourself. We live in a world where everyone wants to be seen. Everyone wants to be heard. We broadcast our thoughts, our feelings, and our personal lives to people who haven't earned the right to hear them. We do it without thinking, posting every win, every heartbreak, every change, every move. But here's the truth that most people won't tell you. The more you share, the weaker you become. Not because speaking is bad, but because not every ear deserves your truth. Your privacy is your protection, and your silence is your power. When you tell people everything that's going on in your life, you give them the ability to shape your energy. Suddenly, their opinions, their reactions, and their words begin to influence how you feel about your own path. You might start second-guessing decisions that once felt right. You might start questioning your dreams because someone gave you a look or made a comment that planted doubt in your mind. And that's exactly how you lose power when you let the noise of others drown out the voice inside you. There's something incredibly powerful about keeping certain parts of your life to yourself. It's not about being secretive or cold. It's about being wise. Not everyone around you has pure intentions. Some people listen just to compare, some listen to judge, and some, unfortunately, listen to compete. You might think you're just venting or sharing, but in reality, you're giving people a map of your emotions. You're showing them what excites you, what hurts you, what scares you. And if they ever want to influence or control you, now they know exactly where to press. People who truly understand strength don't feel the need to explain everything. They move in silence, they make their plans quietly, and they execute with precision. They don't announce their next step. They take it because they understand something powerful. Energy grows best in private. The more you talk about something, the more you dilute its strength. The more you expose it to opinions, the more it loses its purity. Some dreams are too fragile to be discussed prematurely. They need protection, not publicity. When you're silent, people underestimate you. They can't read you. They can't predict your next move. And that unpredictability is power. It's control. When you're always talking, you become transparent. People know what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and what you'll likely do next. But when you keep your life private, you hold the advantage. You know more than you say. You prepare more than you reveal. You grow in places nobody can see. That's how you protect your peace and your progress. You have to understand that privacy isn't isolation. It's not about cutting everyone off or pretending you don't care. It's about knowing who has earned the right to know your truth. You don't owe everyone access to your inner world. You can be kind, warm, and approachable, and still be private. You can connect with people without giving them the keys to your heart, your mind, or your plans. Boundaries aren't walls, they're filters. They allow love and trust to flow through, but they keep manipulation and negativity out. Think about the last time you shared something personal. Your goals, your next move, or even your struggles. Did it really help? Or did it leave you feeling exposed, misunderstood, or even disappointed? Most of the time, when we talk too much, it's not because we trust, it's because we crave validation. We want to be seen, to be acknowledged, to feel like someone cares. But the truth is, the validation you're looking for will never come from others. It comes from within. When you truly value yourself, you stop needing an audience to feel secure. There's a kind of peace that comes with silence. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, it's steady. When you stop explaining yourself, you start conserving your energy. You begin to notice how much lighter life feels when you don't have to justify every decision or narrate every season of your journey. Not everyone deserves front row access to your life. Some people are meant to watch from a distance. And when you protect your privacy, you also protect your peace from those who thrive on chaos. The most successful people mentally, emotionally, and spiritually understand this deeply. They know that strength isn't in being loud. It's in being still. It's in being selective. It's in saying less and doing more. You don't need to explain where you're going. You just need to go. You don't need to prove what you're working on. You just need to let the results speak. Because when the time is right, your silence will make more noise than your words ever could. You must also learn that your private life is sacred. What happens in your heart, your home, your relationships, your mind, it's not for everyone to see. Once you expose it, it's open to interpretation, to judgment, to distortion. People will twist your words, project their insecurities, and speak on things they don't understand. Keeping your life private doesn't make you mysterious, it makes you mature. It means you understand that not everything real needs to be revealed. The moment you begin to guard your privacy, you'll start to feel a shift. You'll stop oversharing. You'll stop seeking approval. You'll stop explaining your piece. You'll start moving differently, more grounded, more intentional, more confident. People will notice, and some won't like it. They'll say you've changed. They'll call you distant. But that's okay. You're not here to be accessible to everyone. You're here to protect your path. The most powerful version of you doesn't talk much. It observes. It listens. It understands. It protects. You don't need to announce every change. You don't need to declare every victory. You don't need to defend every decision. Silence will do that for you. Because real strength doesn't need an audience. It just needs discipline. So protect your privacy, keep your peace sacred, and remember this. The quieter you become, the more you hear, the more you listen, the more you learn. And the more you learn, the more unstoppable you become. Because true power doesn't make noise. It moves, silently, purposefully, and with unwavering strength. It's hard to accept, but not everyone around you wants to see you win. Some people will smile in your face, cheer for you when it's convenient, and pretend to support you, all while quietly hoping you fall apart. It's uncomfortable to think that the same people you trust with your secrets or your dreams might secretly be rooting for your failure, but it happens every day, and it happens because human nature is complicated. People are driven by ego, envy, and insecurity far more often than they are by genuine love. That's why you must be careful who you share your victories, your plans, and even your struggles with. Not everyone clapping for you is happy for you. You see, success has a strange way of revealing people. When you start improving, when your energy becomes stronger, when you begin to elevate your mindset, something shifts in how others see you. People who once related to your pain now feel threatened by your progress. Friends who used to encourage you when you were struggling may suddenly grow distant when things start going well. They liked you when you were small, when you needed advice, when you doubted yourself. But now that you're rising, their comfort fades because your growth highlights what they're not willing to do for themselves. This is why oversharing is dangerous. Every time you tell people your plans, your next steps, or your personal goals, you give them a chance to interfere, whether intentionally or not. Some will discourage you, saying, "Are you sure that's a good idea?" Others will act supportive, but deep down they're hoping you won't pull it off. And some will actively try to sabotage you, not because you've done anything wrong, but because your ambition exposes their complacency. The truth is, your light irritates the darkness in others. And if you don't learn to guard your dreams, you'll keep wondering why your progress keeps stalling after you talk about it. There's a reason why powerful people, wise people move quietly. They understand that not every battle is fought with enemies. Some are fought with friends. They know that the moment you announce your move, the world begins to respond. Energy shifts. People start watching, talking, analyzing, and projecting their fears onto your vision. Suddenly your focus gets distracted. Your energy gets drained, and before you know it, what once felt exciting now feels heavy. That's what happens when you open the door too wide. You let too many opinions inside. Sometimes the same people who say they love you will struggle to clap for you, not because they hate you, but because your progress reminds them of their own stagnation. They see you changing, growing, doing better, and deep down, it makes them question their own choices. They might start comparing, and that comparison turns into quiet resentment. They may not say it out loud, but you'll feel it in their energy. The half smile, the dismissive tone, the subtle criticism disguised as concern. "You've changed," they'll say, as if that's a bad thing. But isn't that the point? Growth requires change. Evolution demands distance from the old version of you. That's why you can't take everyone with you. Some people are only meant to walk with you in certain chapters of your life. When the next chapter begins, their role ends, and that's okay. The problem is, most people try to hold on to relationships that no longer serve their growth. They keep explaining, justifying, trying to be understood. But the truth is, the world doesn't owe you understanding, and you don't owe the world access to your process. Keep your circles small, your plans private, and your moves quiet. That's how you stay protected. You'll notice something powerful when you stop sharing everything. The noise around you fades. Suddenly, there's peace. The weight of other people's opinions starts to lift. You begin to move with clarity. You start focusing on the work instead of the validation. And that's when real growth happens. When you're no longer performing for approval, but building for purpose. Understand this. Jealousy doesn't always look like hate. Sometimes it looks like fake support. It sounds like subtle shade wrapped in compliments. It looks like people checking in just to see if you've failed yet. It's the friend who's quick to comfort you when things go wrong, but strangely quiet when things go right. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to who disappears when you start doing better. Pay attention to who changes the subject when you talk about your progress. These are your silent indicators. The people who truly want you to win will celebrate you loudly. The ones who don't, won't. This is why silence is your defense. When you stop talking about your plans, you take away the chance for others to project their limitations onto you. You stop feeding their curiosity. You stop giving them ammunition. Your moves become unpredictable. Your growth becomes undeniable, and your peace becomes unshakable. You don't need validation. You don't need applause. You just need results. You must also remember that not everyone who doubts you is your enemy. Some people genuinely can't see your vision because they're not meant to. Your dream wasn't placed in them, it was placed in you. So when you share your plans and they respond with disbelief, don't get upset. Don't waste time trying to convince them. It's not their responsibility to understand your calling. It's your responsibility to protect it. Some things are between you and God, between you and your purpose, between you and your work. The moment you accept that the world doesn't always want you to win, you'll stop expecting support from every direction. You'll stop explaining your goals to people who can't comprehend them. You'll stop giving emotional access to people who only want information, not connection. You'll learn to clap for yourself. You'll learn to move without validation. And you'll find peace in knowing that the less you seek approval, the more authentic your journey becomes. People can only sabotage what they know about. They can only criticize what they can see. So let them wonder. Let them guess. Let them stay confused about how you keep moving forward. That confusion is your armor. That unpredictability is your advantage. While they talk, you'll be building. While they watch, you'll be growing. While they doubt, you'll be rising. So stop telling everyone what's going on in your life. Stop looking for support from those who secretly hope you fail. Stop giving people access to your inner world when they've never earned it. Move in silence. Let your success be your announcement. Let your peace be your proof. Because when you stop expecting the world to root for you, you'll realize you don't need them to. You were built to win, even when nobody's cheering. There comes a point in your life when you realize not everyone can hold your truth the way you do. You can talk, explain, pour your heart out, and still feel misunderstood. You can share your pain with someone who nods and smiles, but deep down you know they don't get it. Or worse, they use what you said later as a weapon. That's when you start to understand the importance of becoming your own safe space. The strongest people aren't the ones who never break. They're the ones who learn to hold themselves when they do. Most of us grow up believing that comfort comes from others. We look for people to listen, to reassure us, to tell us we're doing okay. And while it's beautiful to have people who care, relying on them too much leaves us exposed. Because people are inconsistent. One day they're there, the next they're not. One moment they're kind, the next they're distracted, busy, or indifferent. If your peace depends on how others show up for you, then you'll live your life on emotional thin ice. Never stable, never steady. Learning to be your own safe space means you stop outsourcing your comfort. You stop waiting for someone to validate your pain or your progress. You start giving yourself the care and reassurance you've been begging others for. When something goes wrong, instead of running to explain it to 10 people, you pause, you breathe, you process, you ask yourself what you need in that moment. Maybe it's rest, maybe it's reflection, maybe it's silence, and you honor that without guilt. Being your own safe space doesn't mean you shut the world out. It means you stop depending on it to hold you together. It's about emotional maturity, the ability to feel deeply without falling apart publicly. It's about knowing that your emotions deserve respect, and not everyone can handle them with that level of care. Some people listen to understand. Others listen to gossip. Some want to help, but others just want to know. So before you open up, you must ask yourself, is this person emotionally safe? Can they hold this without judgment, without ego, without projection? If not, then the safest place for your feelings might just be within yourself. The truth is, nobody knows you better than you do. You know the weight of your past, the intentions behind your choices, the reasons behind your silence. So why keep seeking validation from people who only see fragments of your story? Why give them power over your emotions when they haven't walked your path? You owe it to yourself to create a space within where you can be real, without filters, without fear, without needing anyone's permission to feel what you feel. When you become your own safe space, you begin to heal differently. You stop reacting out of desperation or insecurity. You stop oversharing because you no longer need to be seen to feel significant. You begin to enjoy your own company because it's peaceful, not lonely. You start trusting your judgment more because you're not constantly looking for someone else to confirm what you already know deep down. You become grounded, calm, and unshakable. This inner stability changes everything. Suddenly, you're no longer moved by other people's moods. You're not thrown off by silence or distance. You stop taking things personally because you realize people's behavior says more about them than it does about you. When you have that inner sanctuary, you stop chasing closure. You give it to yourself. You stop begging people to understand. You understand yourself. You stop needing apologies from others. You learn to forgive for your own peace. That's what it means to be your own safe space. You take your power back, piece by piece, until your well-being is no longer at the mercy of the world. Some days that means sitting in silence and just breathing through the discomfort. Some days it means writing down your thoughts until they make sense. Other days it's about speaking kindly to yourself when your inner critic gets loud. You remind yourself that you are allowed to feel tired, sad, confused, and uncertain, and that doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. The difference is you don't need to broadcast it to be seen. You can hold space for your emotions privately and still heal deeply. You also start recognizing that peace isn't found in having the right people. It's found in being the right person for yourself. It's found in how you talk to yourself when no one's watching, and how you show up for yourself when everything feels heavy. The more you practice this, the stronger your self-trust becomes. And self-trust is freedom. When you trust yourself, you stop panicking when things fall apart. Because you know you can rebuild, you stop fearing loneliness. Because you know you can find comfort in your own company. You stop craving validation because you've learned to give yourself reassurance that feels more real than any compliment could. Being your own safe space also teaches you emotional control. You learn when to speak and when to stay silent. You learn how to process before reacting. You learn how to respond with calm instead of chaos. Because when you're emotionally centered, other people's behavior doesn't dictate your state of mind. You stop trying to fix, prove, or defend. You observe, decide, and move on. That level of peace doesn't come from the world. It comes from within. And here's the thing. Once you become your own safe space, you'll attract people who are the same. When you know how to hold yourself, you naturally gravitate toward those who hold themselves too. You'll stop connecting through pain and start connecting through peace. Your relationships will become healthier because they'll be built on strength, not dependence. You'll love freely without losing yourself. You'll care deeply without draining your spirit. You'll give without needing anything in return because you're already full from within. The journey to becoming your own safe space isn't easy. It requires self-awareness, patience, and a lot of honesty. You'll have to face the parts of yourself you've been running from, the insecurities, the fears, the patterns. You'll have to sit with discomfort and learn that not every emotion needs an audience. But with time, you'll find peace in your own stillness. You'll realize that the quiet moments, the ones where it's just you, your breath, and your thoughts are the ones that build you the most. You don't need to tell everyone what's going on in your life to feel supported. You just need to be able to say to yourself, I've got me. That sentence alone is powerful. It means you trust your ability to navigate storms, to comfort your own heart, to rebuild your own peace. And when you live from that place of security, you become untouchable. Not because you're cold or closed off, but because you've learned that real strength doesn't come from who stands beside you. It comes from who you become when you stand alone. Your energy is sacred. It's the most valuable currency you have, more precious than money, more powerful than words, and yet so many people give it away carelessly. Every time you let someone drain your spirit, Every time you entertain negativity, gossip, or chaos, you're making a withdrawal from your emotional bank account. The sad thing is, most people don't even realize how much they're losing until they're completely empty, tired, uninspired, and disconnected from themselves. You have to understand that your energy sets the tone for your entire life. It determines what you attract, how you think, how you move, and who you become. That's why protecting it isn't selfish, it's survival. When you start valuing your peace, you'll realize that not everyone deserves access to you. Some people bring warmth, others bring confusion. Some people elevate your energy, others drain it the moment they walk into the room. You can feel it. You sense it in the way your mood shifts after certain conversations. You notice how heavy your chest feels after spending time with certain people. That's your intuition warning you, but too often, we ignore those signals because we want to be polite, we don't want to offend anyone, or we think we can handle it. The truth is, you can't fix or heal people who are committed to staying toxic. You can love them, but from a distance, you can pray for them, but you can't sacrifice your peace for them. Every interaction you have is an energy exchange. Every word, every message, every thought you entertain carries vibration. Some people speak life into you. They challenge you, inspire you, and make you want to grow. Others speak doubt, fear, and confusion into your spirit. They gossip, complain, and criticize until all your motivation is gone. Protecting your energy means learning to tell the difference. It means not giving everyone the same level of access to you. It means recognizing that just because someone has known you for years doesn't mean they're healthy for your soul. Longevity doesn't equal loyalty. Time doesn't equal alignment. You have to start asking yourself, who do I feel like after being around this person? Do I feel lighter or heavier? Peaceful or anxious? Motivated or drained? Because that's the truth speaking. Your body doesn't lie. You can ignore it for a while, but eventually the energy imbalance will show. You'll feel fatigued for no reason, frustrated over small things, unable to focus, and disconnected from your purpose. That's what happens when your energy is spread. Spew. When you say yes to everyone, when you're always available, when you're constantly trying to be everything for everyone, you lose the ability to be present for yourself. There's nothing noble about being emotionally exhausted. There's nothing kind about allowing people to take advantage of your light. Boundaries aren't walls, they're filters. They keep what's pure and purposeful in, and they keep what's toxic and draining out. You don't owe anyone constant access to your time, your thoughts, or your emotions. The more you learn to say no with confidence, the more peaceful your life will become. Because no is a form of self-respect. It's a way of saying, I value my peace too much to let chaos live here. You have to remember that people treat you based on the access you allow. If you keep letting people drain your energy without consequence, they'll keep doing it. You teach others how to treat you by how you treat yourself. If you keep showing up for everyone else while ignoring your own needs, people will assume your energy is limitless. But it's not. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't heal others while you're breaking inside. Protecting your energy is not about being cold. It's about being conscious. Start by observing the environments you step into. Notice how different spaces affect you. Some rooms make you feel small, like your presence doesn't matter. Others make you feel alive, like you can breathe deeply again. Pay attention to conversations. Do they feed your spirit or drain your strength? Protecting your energy sometimes means walking away mid-conversation, ending a phone call, or saying nothing at all. You don't owe anyone explanations for prioritizing your peace. Silence is powerful. Distance is clarity. Your peace is sacred ground, and not everyone deserves to stand on it. Some people carry chaos with them wherever they go. Their words, their habits, their energy, it all seeps into your space. If you let it, protect your energy by choosing your company carefully. Choose people who celebrate your peace, not disturb it. Choose people who value your growth, not those who compete with it. Choose people who make you feel safe being yourself. The ones who don't, let them go gracefully. You don't have to fight, or prove anything. You just have to protect your energy like your life depends on it. Because it does. The more you protect your energy, the more you'll attract people who respect it. The world mirrors what you tolerate. If you keep entertaining drama, you'll keep attracting it. If you start honoring peace, you'll draw in calm, stable, and secure souls. It's not magic, it's alignment. The energy you give is the energy that returns. So when your life feels chaotic, check your connections. When your mind feels cluttered, check your conversations. When your heart feels heavy, check who has access to it. You also have to protect your energy from yourself. Sometimes the biggest drain isn't other people, it's your own thoughts. Overthinking, doubting, replaying, explaining, all of it consumes your spirit. You have to learn how to quiet your mind, to stop feeding negative stories, and to redirect your energy toward peace. It's okay to rest. It's okay to say, I need a break. It's okay to step back and recharge without feeling guilty. The people meant for you will understand. The ones who don't were only benefiting from your exhaustion. Energy management is the foundation of emotional intelligence. The moment you realize that your energy is sacred, you stop wasting it on things that don't deserve it. You stop arguing to be understood, because peace is more valuable than being right. You stop chasing people who keep showing you they don't care, because your energy deserves to be reciprocated, not drained. You stop fighting for spaces that don't welcome you, because your energy belongs where it's respected. There will come a time when you'll have to choose between keeping your peace and keeping people. Choose your peace every single time. Because the right people will never cost you your energy. They'll replenish it. They'll make you feel safe, balanced, and valued. And when you start surrounding yourself with that kind of energy, your entire life begins to shift. You think clearer. You move wiser. You glow differently. Because you finally understand your energy is your life force. And when you protect it, you protect everything good in your life. So start today. Don't apologize for being selective. Don't feel guilty for stepping back. Not everyone deserves access to your energy, your time, or your soul. The people who truly love you won't drain you. They'll protect your peace with you. And the moment you begin to live by that truth, you'll realize something powerful. Peace isn't found in isolation. It's found in discipline. And the discipline to guard your energy, honor your boundaries, and walk away from anything that threatens your inner calm. Because at the end of the day, your energy is sacred, and protecting it is the most loving thing you can ever do for yourself. There is a quiet kind of power that most people will never understand. The power of moving in silence in a world obsessed with attention, validation, and applause. Choosing to stay silent is one of the most rebellious acts of strength you can commit. Everyone wants to be seen doing something. Everyone wants the world to know they're making moves. But the truth is, the loudest person in the room isn't always the one in control. The person who's moving quietly, planning carefully, and letting their actions speak for them, that's the person who's truly unstoppable. We live in a time where people mistake visibility for success. They think if you're not broadcasting your every move, then you must not be doing anything worth noticing. But understand this. The moment you start talking about what you're doing, you invite opinions, doubts, and distractions. You give people the chance to poke holes in something that isn't even finished yet. And not everyone wants you to build something great. Some want to watch you build so they can tear it down piece by piece. That's why real strength is in the quiet grind. The work no one sees. The progress no one applauds. The discipline no one claps for. Moving in silence doesn't mean you're being secretive. It means you value your peace more than you crave validation. It means you've reached a level of self-control where you don't need anyone to clap for you to know you're doing something meaningful. You understand that real progress doesn't need an audience. It just needs your consistency, your focus, and your patience. The best things in life, growth, healing, transformation, they all happen in silence. You don't hear a flower growing, but one day it blooms, and everyone notices. That's how your success should be. Too many people talk themselves out of their blessings because they can't stop announcing what they're working on. They tell everyone their plans before they've built the foundation, and when those plans fall apart, they're left feeling embarrassed, exposed, and defeated. You don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't have to prove that you're making progress. Keep your goals private, work on them quietly, and let your results make the noise. When you finally arrive, let people wonder how you did it. Let them be surprised. Let them guess how power operates. It doesn't chase attention. It commands it when the time is right. You have to understand that every time you share your dreams too soon, you give people a chance to plant seeds of doubt in your mind. Are you sure that's going to work? That seems risky. I don't think you're ready for that. Words like that stick. They make you hesitate. They make you question yourself. And before you know it, you've talked yourself out of the very thing you were meant to do. Silence protects you from that. It creates a sacred space where you can nurture your ideas, make mistakes, and grow without judgment. Think of your goals like a fire. When you first light it, it's fragile. It needs protection from the wind. If you go around showing everyone your little flame, someone's going to blow it out. But if you shield it, feed it quietly, and let it grow, one day it becomes so strong that no wind can touch it. That's what moving in silence does. It gives you time to build something strong enough to stand on its own. People often mistake silence for weakness, but that's only because they don't understand its power. Silence is control. It's the space between what people think they know about you and what you're really becoming. When you're quiet, you make people uncomfortable because they can't figure you out. They can't predict your next move. They can't prepare for your success. And that uncertainty keeps them from interfering. You become unpredictable. And in that unpredictability, you become powerful. When you move in silence, you're not hiding. You're protecting what matters. You're choosing peace over performance. You're saying, I don't need to prove anything to anyone. You're focusing on what truly matters, the work, the growth, the outcome. And when that outcome finally reveals itself, it speaks louder than any announcement you could have made. Think of the people you admire most. The ones who inspire you. The ones who built something extraordinary. They weren't on social media posting every step of the process. They were too busy working. They showed up when it mattered with results. That's what separates the doers from the talkers. Talkers love attention. Doers love progress. So stop feeling the need to explain your silence. Stop apologizing for not sharing every detail of your life. The ones who truly understand you won't need updates. They'll see it in your results. And the ones who demand explanations, they don't deserve access to your journey in the first place. Let them wonder. Let them speculate. Let them talk. Because while they're busy trying to figure you out, you'll be too busy becoming who you were meant to be. Moving in silence doesn't make you invisible. It makes you effective. It turns your energy inward, where it's most powerful. Every ounce of effort you would have spent explaining, defending, or proving yourself, pour that into your work. Let your consistency be the statement. Let your success be the proof. Let your peace be the reward. And when the results finally come, when your hard work finally pays off, you won't have to say a word. People will see it. They'll feel it. They'll respect it. That's the beauty of quiet power. It doesn't demand attention, it attracts it. The loudest success stories are written in silence, so protect your vision. Keep your moves private. Stay grounded. And remember, the world doesn't need to know your every step. Because when it's your time, your results will speak for you. And they'll speak louder than words ever could. At the end of the day, silence is not weakness. It's wisdom. It's knowing that not everyone who claps for you is happy for you. It's understanding that your peace is worth more than their opinions. It's realizing that your power grows best in private, not in public. The more you talk, the more you leak energy. The more you stay silent, the more you build strength. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to explain your path, justify your choices, or share your battles just to be understood. Let people wonder what's going on in your life. Let them talk. Let them assume. Let them create stories. While they're wasting time trying to figure you out, you'll be too busy elevating. Your power doesn't come from being seen. It comes from being grounded. It comes from knowing who you are, what you're working toward, and why you're doing it, without needing applause. When you stop telling everyone your next move, you take control of your story. You stop letting others write chapters that don't belong to them. You become the author of your life, and you decide who gets access to your pages. So stop explaining. Stop oversharing. Stop giving people free access to your thoughts, your dreams, and your emotions. Move quietly, work consistently, and speak only when it's time to say, I did. Because in the end, the most powerful thing you can ever say is nothing at all. Your success, your peace, your growth, they'll speak for you. Let your silence make the noise.